Can you hear me, Davis? I can't hear you. You can hear me? I can't hear you. Let me check, see something. Yeah, no sound. It's you. I think you have no sound.
There you go. There you go. I was on the wrong mic. Absolutely classic. Yes, many such cases. All right. Well, we're here. Yes, top tier production. Anyway, there we go. Shout out to our friends over at DraftKings. We've got updated projections on runthesims.com. And yeah, man, we're here. This is to me, this is kind of the start of golf season, right? Football completely over. Combine is passed. We've got the best golfers in the world. It comes off the event last week that no one cares about. I mean, we had freaking Jacob Bridgman withdraw from the event last week. Like nobody cares. So we've got a real event, and Drew from Fantasy Golf Bag has the projections updated on Run the Sims. And I pulled a bunch of research on this golf course before we got started. So here's your TLDR. If you're new to golf, maybe you've never seen this event before, like maybe Rory always wins this event. This is a monster golf course. It not only is 7,400 yards, but a ton of the greens are protected by water. It happens a lot in the Florida swing where there's a ton of water compared to playing in California. But last week's golf course at PGA National, they just made it super easy. They have not done that to Bay Hill. This is a really hard golf course. It is the number one approach from over 200-yard golf course on tour. So like when you're about to hit into the green, you're coming from over 200 yards. And the guys you would anticipate being really good at shots over 200 yards are all there. Siwoo, Xander, Nikolai Hogard. There's your chalk this week, by the way, in case you're wondering who the chalk is going to be. I'm on him. All your favorite PGA DFS touts are on him. He's going to be super popular on DraftKings. You've got Scotty all the way up there. You've got Ryan Gerard all the way up there. You've got Brooks Koepka up there. Rory is up there. It's a really difficult skill, but it is one that is super important. 9 of the last 10 Arnold Palmers, the scoring average for the entire field has been over par. So this is not your hit and giggle where you can slot in Eric Van Rooyen your lineups every single week and just be like, well, yeah, I mean, look, he can probably go 5 under. That is probably not going to happen. The field size is limited this week, 72 players, because it is one of the signature events. So I would actually say of all the things that the Nerdy Tenor Sims on Run the Sims are useful for, I would say they are almost most useful for this small field stuff where the follow me this line of thought, Brian. In a small field where the cut either is really small, like it was 2 weeks ago, or doesn't exist at all, the projection matters a little bit more because ownership becomes more important. Like in a 156 person field like last week, if you just have a bunch of 6-6 lineups, I mean, go with God, whatever. Like the field is going to be so spread out. You're just trying to get 6-6s, whereas this week is really a lot about combo ownership.
Yeah, the combos definitely. It's harder to get the unique combos for sure when you have the smaller field. So yeah, there's some. I think I see what you're saying. It matters either way, but yeah, I think, of course, right. But yeah, I think I see what you're saying. The combos are going to be. It's going to be pretty easy in a full field to just go. A decent, reasonable lineup, and you're like 99.9% sure it's just going to be you.
Well, here, I mean, let me just give you an example. So let's go. So we've got, how many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys all project for 69 blank points, 69 and a decimal place. They are, Ryan Gerard is the mega chalk. You've got Ricky Fowler, Maverick McNeely, Chris Gotterup, Alex Noren, Jacob Bridgman, and JJ Spawn. So we're talking literal decimal points. You toss those into an optimizer. They're all going to be kind of decent lineups, but an optimizer or even a hand build is just going to have a really difficult time knowing what to do with the discrepancies of those guys without factoring in ownership and combo ownership. Like that is like that's basically why Sims exists, is to make sense of those 7 guys who are all projected exactly the same.
Pretty much. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. So I mean, the optimizer could cause problems of just like bunching, where it, because the optimizer doesn't care, right, about being unique. It just cares about building the whatever the math says the optimal lineup is given the constraints of the contest you're telling it. So if you are just using an optimizer to make lineup, there could be some problems there instead of using some sort of like bulk or random process to getting some of these lineups in there. But yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, I guess I should have mentioned this. This signature field event, it works the same way that it did the event 2 weeks ago, where it's top 50 plus ties plus anyone within 10 shots of the lead, which actually sets
Mm.
up a scenario where you might have like 6 guys total miss the cut because
Yeah.
there's not going to be anyone go. I mean, I would be surprised if anyone goes super, super low at this golf course. So you could just have a ton of dudes at 1 over, 2 over. They're like some guys are going to get cut. I mean, I would maybe treat it a little bit like the Masters, which has the same rule. Anyone within
Yeah.
10 strokes, like you're just not going to see a ton of guys get cut. Some of the data I pulled. This is from my guy Mayo's newsletter. Strokes gained approach is 2.5 times more impactful than strokes gained off the tee for winners, and 4.2%, no, 4.2 total. Wait, 4.2x. So 4.2 multiplied importance than strokes gained around the green. So this would not be your hit. Like this would not be the wedge golf course. Like if I was going to look at a bucket on data golf, if I was just like trying to get deep into the weeds, I would almost certainly be in the strokes gained approach, which, like, I mean, of course Scotty is the absolute best at. Although, I mean, look, all of these things are kind of putting fest. Like putting is going to end up mattering, kind of more than anything else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else super important informational wise. Oh, a lot of guys do not hit driver off the tee here because they don't want to find the water. So if there is guys who are really good less than driver, I mean, this is not true anymore. This used to be the case back in the day. Gary Woodland was like the GOAT less than driver. I mean, Tiger was the GOAT less than driver. That stinger with the 2-iron off the tee. Your past winners here: Russell Henley at 11 under. Scheffler did win at 15 under, but then you've got Kitayama 9 under. Scheffler in 2022 5 under. Bryson won at 11 under. Tyrrell Hatton 4 under. Do you remember Francesco Molinari?
Sure, of course.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Or wait, was that his brother who won in 2019? My sheet just says
Oh, that.
Molinari.
Yeah. Who was the collapse in the Masters?
Francesco.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, his
Rory
brother's
won.
what, Manaseo, what or something?
No, Eduardo Molinari.
Okay.
You're thinking of Matteo Manacero.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. I mean, and then a lot of your normal stuff here, like the winner at this golf course is generally going to be a guy who has already had a good start to the year. It's a signature event. It's a really hard golf course. This is like basic. I mean, it's not a full major strength of field, but it's pretty close. Like all the best golfers in the world are here. Number one strokes gained, or top 10 in strokes gained approach on tour right now. Smotherman, get the fuck out of here. He's dusted after last week. And second, GTFO, Shane Lowry. I mean, Shane Lowry, if you had him last week, it's a never again situation, like a true never again. Matt Fitzpatrick, who is, to me, Brian, I love Matt Fitzpatrick. I had his US Open winning ticket, 60-1. I'll never forget it. I am not taking chalk Matt Fitzpatrick at this golf course. Looks like Drew has him only at about 10%. To me, when I run this, I'm going to move him up to like 18, 19, 20%. He's getting all the tout buzz. Like
Okay.
every single person is on him. Chris Kirk, Siwoo Kim, Ryan Gerard, Hovland, Morikawa, Bridgman, and Matsuyama. And I think we can probably go ahead and do our first run here. We'll do classic standard.
Why don't you move up Fitzpatrick then too and
Okay,
normalize
yeah,
him?
I will. I didn't even mean to click optimize lineup there. So yeah, let's move Fitzpatrick to like 18. Trying to think of what else makes sense here. Siwoo Kim, I think, is going to be a little bit more popular. Let's move him to 12.
No Siwoo.
I mean, he's been on a heater.
Obviously at 9,200, you can get him for like 6,700 sometimes. It's
Yes,
all
and
over the
then we
place.
click normalize. Kitayama is going to be another one who gets up there. Man, Ryan Gerard chalk.
Did I see
And
Ludwig is in the field?
Ludwig is in the field. I mean, him and Hovland are just fighting it so hard.
Yeah, but 8,400.
I'm pretty into that. And then Nikolai Hogart, that's the other one to
Mm-hmm.
move way up. I'm gonna move him to 18%, and then I'm gonna click normalize again. I think Hogard is again. I mean, it's Minwoo Lee, Nikolai Hogard, and Matt Fitzpatrick are like the three horsemen of the chalk this week. And then in terms of settings, I always do two uniques. Max exposure 100. What do you think about salary range for this? Would you actually want to I have it all the way up at 48.5. Would you want to open it up for this?
I don't know. Like if you're telling me 80% of the field's making the cut, that's a lot of 50,000 lineup combos making the cut. That is probably gonna, and they're gonna have 4 rounds. So I don't know. I don't know how crazy I'd get there. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at 48. I always do the randomness at 33. Nice little round number there. And then we'll do the shady portfolio optimizer at
Did Dan get that going? I don't even know if
150.
that's going. Tell you the truth.
It did. I want to say it did when I ran it last week.
We'll find out.
I can't be certain of that. I could be making
It's
things up.
okay if it doesn't work. We blame Dan. And
If it doesn't work, we blame Dan. Dan's been a busy guy. But yeah, I just think there's some really unique stuff going on where there are some unpredictable things I think about ownership this week, because some of the guys that project super well have like narratives going for them that might cause the field to go in the other way. So one, you've got Ryan Gerard, who like it's only nerds who know him, and I don't have a sense of like, okay, how many new people are playing this week. He's like a total data golf like darling.
Yeah.
You know, which is always kind of interesting. And then some of the other guys that project really well are like losers, like guys who people are sick of. So like Ricky Fowler would be one of them. Corey Connors would be one of them. And then you've got
Keith Mitchell.
Oh yeah, I mean Keith Mitchell. It's like, so like Keith Mitchell is a really good example of like everyone who plays PGA DFS has just been totally burnt by Keith Mitchell so many times.
Every single person. Yeah.
But do you know, and this kind of, well, it half burnt me last week. But you know, we switched from the West Coast swing back to Florida. So that means the green types have changed. So Keith Mitchell can only win on Bermuda grass. You know, Brooks has always said he only likes to putt on Bermuda grass. So I was like big on Brooks last week because my logic was that like the tee to green numbers have been fine, but he's just been horrible strokes gained putting. And he was, if you sorted by the fantasy golf bag projections, I mean, he basically was the worst play. But it was a little bit of a no ball play. I mean, he ended up okay. I think in the end, Brooks finished where? I mean, let's see here. Where did Brooks finish last week? Oh, he's not even in the field this week. I can't even check. Yeah, because he's suspended. He's not allowed to play in the signature events because he's coming back from the Live Tour.
Do you think there's a bigger bias in golf?
There you go. He finished 9th. I'm gonna call that a good no ball take for me last week. Then
that Brooks finished 9th.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you think there's a bigger like bias in the DFS world compared to like football, etc., of guys burning you in golf and people like not wanting to use them, having an aversion to using them? Because in golf, it's like just more painful because you have 4 days. And so like you're reminded multiple days about this Keith Mitchell not making your 6 of 6, where in like NFL Sunday, It's like, oh, what's his name? Got me a goose egg, whatever. It's over. I lost. There's no more minutes left and you're over it. But in golf, it's like staring you in the face.
I would say golf is Brooks not suspended. He just doesn't have the points to earn his way in. So I would say golf is the number one daily fantasy sport where there is huge bias at play from all the people who play it, including people who know better, including some of the smartest people you know. Like, I mean, maybe like Shady is like not looking at his lineups and adjusting anything, but like I mean, there would be people who are getting thousands and thousands of dollars down in betting markets and in PGA DFS who are like, I just cannot do another week of Sam Stevens, bro. I
Yeah.
can't do it. Or EVR. Our guy Cody Main talks about this all the time, like the Patrick Rogers stuff, like just guys who project well, but just kind of never get there. And I mean, I do it. I know, and I mean, I'm certainly not one of those people, but I do it where I'm like, I will never forget some of these guys killing me, right? Like I'll never forget Bryson losing to Patrick Reed at the WGC Mexico. I mean, this is how long ago it was. They were still doing WGC events. Bryson was still in the PGA Tour. I placed the biggest outright bet of my life on Bryson to win this event because it was a course that none of these guys had ever played before. They were playing on a simulator. Like Bryson had like played this course 100 times before. It doesn't really matter why.
Yeah.
And Reed beats him on the last hole. And I just have been like, I mean, first off, pissed at Bryson, but also pissed at Patrick Reed for winning that event. Or Ricky driving past the green on 17 at the Waste Management in 2017 and making bogey on that hole. Like these things stick with you forever. You will never ever forget them. So all right, here we go. We got the lineups up. Top lineup in terms of total projection on our guy Drew's lineup: Keith Mitchell, Alex Noren, Nikolai Hogard, Scotty Scheffler, Ryan Gerard, Nick Taylor. So that is giga chalk right there because you've got the Scotty, Gerard, Mitchell, Hogard correlation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Noren and Taylor are going to be all that much. Looks like the most owned. Little surprised by this. The highest exposure in the top 150 is Hideki. Now he's only in 9% of the top 3,600 lineups. So I
kind of like that. Do you not like that?
Well, it's just very interesting because that's only, I mean, so the guys who are most owned in the top 150 over their total ownership are Hideki, Bobby McIntyre, Cam Young, and then Cantlay. I tell you what, I don't like that on Cantlay. Not a chance. Not a chance on Patrick Cantlay for me at this event. And then Rory is owned about equal. Scotty is both less. So he's 33% projected ownership, 15% of the top 150 lineups, 20% of the top 3,000 lineups. That is very interesting. I wonder what is going on there because his projection is still really strong. I mean, he's 12 points better than everyone else.
I wonder if it's the cut thing that you were talking about. There's just so many opportunities for people to take away some of his equity that he would normally get with less players in the field. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just so people, Dan's not here, but where that first lineup is chalky. But the way he designed this is it's iterating through different fields, thousands of different fields, and so all those combos should be taken and accounted for, right? And so, which is a big problem with ways a lot of people have classically done it, is not accounting for the combos correctly. So
my guess would be, by the way, just looking at it, my guess is that the Alex Noren Nick Taylor combo. This is just my guess. My guess is that it iterates through 10,000 lineups, sims it against the field, and is like, oh, this pairing projects pretty well, but is really underowned by the field. That's just my guess.
Something's going on there. So yeah, all I'm saying is, because normally classically we'd look and go, oh, it's got a whole bunch of ownership or something. There's some chalky players in there. Exit out. I mean, I'd think about it first before doing something like that.
Yes. All right. I'm going to run the sim here. So this is this run sim button on the results page of the golf, this is actually the first thing that Dan did when the Endgame Syndicate took over Run the Sims. He actually did this before any of the NFL stuff, because this was like his big idea, was how to generate like quick running golf sims. Like, look how quick that just was. I just ran what's the rule there? Here, if I click this, it's like there. I just ran a 47,000 person sim, 47,000 entry sim in like 30 seconds.
Right. And it's
It's
iterating.
pretty cool.
Like, it's not just one 47,000 man field. It's thousands of 47,000 man fields. Yeah. I don't know how the hell he does it, but
I don't know how he does it either. So the top EV lineup is Harris English, Tommy Fleetwood, Jake Knapp, Shane Lowry, Mav McNeely, and hero Joel Damon, who just qualified for this, just barely got into this field, and was I follow him on Twitter, and he was sending out tweets like, hey, does anyone know a place where I can stay? Because I wasn't planning on coming to this event, and I got to figure out how to find a place to live for the weekend. And you notice that lineup, Brian, is very interesting. The projection relative to a bunch of these other lineups in the top 20 is way lower. And the total ownership is also very low. No Scotty, no Rory, no Hogard, no Fitzpatrick. Like I mean, some ownership of 48 is, I mean, that's super low. Like you don't see that in golf all that often.
Right. Yeah. What's your do you put Alex Noren in the Eric Van Rooyen your lineups category? What's your take on Alex Noren? Yeah,
for sure.
Me too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, Alex Noren. Let's go look at Alex Noren.
I'm just seeing his name pop up here in some of those top.
So Alex Noren is like, I mean, to know that he is the Data Golf 20th in the world and the OWGR 16th in the world is, I mean, I can barely believe that.
Yeah.
I look at this guy and I'm like, this guy sucks. I guess a lot of his stuff happens on the European Tour, and I do not play European Tour DFS, and I don't bet on the Euro Tour. I guess he won the BMW PGA Championship. I completely forgot that. But the reason why Noren is such Eric Van Rooyen your lineups is it's always putting. All the events where he does well, I mean, look, it's all putting.
Yeah.
This dude loses strokes off the tee to the field all the time. He at the Genesis, he lost he lost strokes off the tee, and he lost distance. He lost 8 yards to the field, but finished T12. It's just always it's always putting. He does play the tough tracks pretty well. I don't know if I would quantify this as a tough track that he's going to be able to do that on, because it's so long. 7,400 yards, like Alex Noren with these 200-yard approach shots. I don't know about that.
With those guys, like, I put them in like different. So like Siwoo Kim, I think, is like the best in this category.
Oh, for sure.
And then a younger Phil Mickelson. He's too old now, but Phil Mickelson used to be like this, after he was greatness, but before he was super old, senior level, he would do the same thing where they could just go 12 under. Or they could go +7 and be out on day one, but like Van Rooyen your lineups and Alex Noren, there's some others too. If I saw the names, I'd probably put them. They're in like that tier below where it's
here, I can tell you, I can find you, exactly what we're trying to talk about.
I mean, Keith Mitchell's, he's even lower tier than that. Then I think but just those guys where if you'd wake up and they're 6 under on day one, depending on the course, of course, but
it's literally,
I believe it.
It's literally, let me,
or they're +6 and you're like, yeah, of course, it's Alex fucking Noren.
So last 2 years, this is strokes gained tee to green, but then these are guys who lose strokes putting. Siwoo Kim, absolutely. Yeah. Kurt Kitayama.
He's too expensive in this one though to be in this category, but normally I'm saying.
What about Kurt Kitayama?
Kind of. He's not in the Siwoo category, I don't think. Siwoo's the best.
I would almost say for me, Lucas Glover, because he always projects well, and I feel like he never ever gets there.
It's like did his wife drink the night before?
Keith Mitchell, Chris Kirk, Smotherman, Nikolai Hogard.
I mean, Speed almost kind of too these days.
Man, Spieth is not even in the field.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No, yes,
I know,
he
I'm
is.
saying
No, he is. Okay,
in general.
He is in the field now. So Spieth now is so cheap in these signature events, and he's no longer owned in these events. People like it used to be Spieth would be you show up at a major or a signature event and Spieth would project very poorly, but you also wouldn't get an ownership discount on him. Now Spieth he hasn't been good in so long, and like the Spieth fanboys are no longer jamming his ownership up, that he would be like my Brooks from last week, where I'm like 7,400 Spieth. I wonder. Let's go back to the player pool. Let's lock Spieth. So Spieth, negative 9.8% leverage. So he's projected as basically one of the absolute worst plays in the field. I want to lock him. I want to run 1,000. I want to run 1,000 lineups with Spieth and see how many I can get Dan stuff to say is any good.
Oh man.
Which is, to me, this is kind of an interesting way to try and get deeper in the combos and see what you can get Dan stuff to show. Is like, because I also like to just take a super high variance approach to this stuff, where like I know if my week is going to be over really quickly. All right, we'll run sim for the large field. I don't think very much of this stuff is gonna end up making him look all that good.
I mean,
but you never know.
Have some.
There will definitely be some, because there's always, a range of outcomes in this stuff. I would guess it will probably be Spieth and like 2 stone chalks. Like the cumulative ownership on these is almost higher than our last set, because it's like, okay, Fleetwood, Lowry. Let's see, where's a Scotty?
Yeah, 85% is pretty good actually.
There's like no Scotty in these, which is interesting. Why would that?
He's in 50% of the top 50, it says.
Okay, so top lineup with Spieth and Scotty is Corey Connors, Alex Noren, Scotty Scheffler, Adam Scott, Jordan Spieth, Joel Dahmen. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I wonder if there's any leaving a ton of salary. That is, because then you're getting in here we go. Bridgman. Oh, Sam Burns. There's a never again. Sam Burns with a chance to win at Pebble 2 weeks ago. He takes iron off the tee. He's got to make eagle to win. He takes iron off the tee. Sam Burns, never again. Doesn't want it. Doesn't have it. Can't do it.
I mean, based Fleetwood, off the first run you did, leaving salary on the table, the Sims don't seem to really like that this week.
Sims do not seem to really like it. All right, so now I want to go back to the player pool, and I want to lock in my 2 favorite plays of the week, which are Minwoo Lee and Nikolai Hogard. Now, Hogard is so I moved his ownership up. I'm actually going to move Minwoo's up too, just in case I'm wrong. So I'm going to move him to 17%, and then I'm going to normalize. By the way, when you use this tool, if you just navigate over here to the right, it's actually blocked by my head, but you can click on this upload projections button. You can lock in, you can upload whatever ownership you want, whatever projections you want. So it's pretty nice. Because I normally do a blend of Data Golf, Roto Grinders, and Drews for ownership, because I think that it's actually something I learned from Dan, which is if you don't want to build your own ownership algorithm, you can kind of just cheat off other people's and get closer to what the field is actually going to do. So I'm going to go back and run 5,000 of those. I'm going to go to 1 unique since I'm locking 2 spots. Max exposure 100, and I'm going to run that. Is this true? I don't know. Sam Burns is the best Bermuda putter in the world. I think Keith Mitchell is the best Bermuda putter in the world. I would have no way to quantify that, though. I'm sure there is a way to run that on Data Golf, but I would have just no way to do it. All right. I actually don't even know what exactly the contest offerings are this week on.
Do they have a DK? No Scotty? How did that go over? I saw they had
Is there a no Scotty?
no
I didn't play it. No. There is no Scotty this week. To me, what fun is that? What fun is playing with no Scotty? The fun is in trying to deal with that variable. Like I would not play no Christian McCaffrey DFS or no Jokic DFS or whatever. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I don't know why they just don't adjust the salaries. Like then you got to start.
Well, they have. He was.
Well, that's true. That's true. But like if you're gonna go as far as no Scotty, then put a little effort more into balancing the salaries to where
Scotty, I think, is the most expensive DraftKings player any sport of all time. I believe.
Well, like the share of the salary.
Well, so DraftKings always normalizes to 50,000.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to say that he has replaced old. So for a while, the most expensive guy was Jordan Lynch, who was the Northern Illinois Salukis quarterback about 11 years ago. He averaged like 45 fantasy points per game. I want to say he held the title for a while. Yeah, it looks like this week. So they've got an 888. Wow, they have a 4-4. Oh, that's for the Masters. So they have an 888. They have a $200 single entry, which is $50K to first, and the sand trap is $200K to first. So a little bit. Ooh, they have a $3K for Bay Hill. There we go.
So the lowest salary 6,000 this week.
Yes.
And all these guys down here, they're 1%, 0.1%, 0.3%, 2%. Like you got to lower this. Like I think they got to go down to 5.
I think they certainly should lower the salary. Yeah, I think they probably should lower.
But then you could fit Scotty in. Shit. I don't know. I guess then you move him up even more.
I guess you could move him up even more, but yeah. I would be on board for any event where Scotty is going to be double-digit % projected ownership while being listed at 3-1 to win the event. I would be on board for making him more. Either making him. I mean, I think actually what you could do is you could just make him correspondingly more expensive, right? That's all you'd have to do.
When was the last year Jordan Lynch played?
Jordan Lynch, probably like 2014 would have been the last year he played. He's like a cop now, I think, or maybe a teacher. Was that before you were playing DFS?
I guess it would have been, but I mean, I went to Northern, so I'm well aware of Jordan Lynch. 2013.
2013, he throws for, he doesn't look that impressive, right? He only threw for 24 touchdowns, 2,800 yards. Nope. Dude ran for 1,900 yards and 23 touchdowns on top of that.
And
Jordan Lynch, an absolute legend. I've actually tried to reach out to him before to see if he wanted to come on the podcast, which would be.
Should I do it? Husky to Husky?
Husky to Husky. He can come on Lowell's. He can tell you guys. I mean, it would be so funny to tell him that he was in a conversation with Scotty Scheffler, right? I mean, I think he would get a real kick out of that, probably. Because a lot of these small school guys, like no one like Jordan Lynch wasn't going to get drafted. No one ever cared about him, you know?
No, I know. Well, they tried to make a thing of it for like a day. Like
I want to say there was like a Heisman campaign for him back in the day. Yeah, they tried.
He got third.
That's cool. That is very cool for him, right? Does that mean he got to go to New York? He got to go to the award ceremony?
Oh, I'm assuming.
Yeah. All right.
My guy was Garrett Wolf. Do you remember Garrett Wolf?
I do not remember Garrett Wolf.
He played for the Bears very briefly. He was like 5'5", 125 pounds. Like he was so small, but
I remember Daniel Braverman from Western Michigan, who also played for the Bears. All right. So the top lineup,
third round. Ugh.
top lineup projection with these guys locked in is Hogard, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Gerard, Scott, and Lee. Rory, Morikawa is on my shit list. Although, have you been I've been watching TGL, the golf league. It just is. It fits my schedule because it's just on at like 6 o'clock, like when I get done working, and I can just toss it on and not pay close attention. He had a great night. Okay.
These are lower than your number one Spieth lineup, by the way. That was like 80-some%.
Yes. So top lineup. Well, Bridgman's not happening. Bridgman cost me a winning ticket.
An outright?
He cost me an outright 2 weeks ago. I'm on a very bad run on DraftKings outrights. I've had the second place guy 3 of the last 5 weeks, and I had Hideki at Waste Management, I had Minwoo Lee at Pebble, and I had whoever it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know, or I had whoever lost to Morikawa as well. Okay. Bridgman, Fleetwood, Hogard, Minwoo Lee, Adam Scott, Cam Young. That lineup is almost perfect, but it has Bridgman in it. Fleetwood, Hogard, Minwoo Lee, Xander, Adam Scott, Sahith Theegala.
What do you like? What do you think about Theegala?
He's like whatever. I don't know if
you don't care.
I don't know if his approach is good enough. So what if I start with that as a base? Lee, Hogard, Scott, Fleetwood. That leaves me 8,400 left per slot. Bobby McIntyre on our first run, the first run, naked optimal was the second most like leverage top 150 lineups. So that is interesting to me.
Do you want to know who Grok thinks the fade of the week is?
Who's Grok?
A mid-tier fade. Their only fade was Cameron Young.
I'm totally
you
on
and
board
Grok
with fading
agree?
Cameron Young. Yes, my guy Chad had Lowry last week and then had to watch him hit it in the water. I mean, that was a brutal end. That was I would not wish that on.
You were
on
telling
anyone.
the bad beat one. I had one a water ball one years ago was Phil Mickelson. I was first, last hole. Phil was in second. Has to get an eagle to win, and it's like a 500-yard par 4, right? Like a real hard par 4, dogleg left over water, and he goes for the green off the tee because he's Phil fucking Mickelson.
Because he's Phil
fucking Mickelson with no chance. Goes from second to fifth or whatever because he bombs it right in the water, and I go from 100K to like whatever, like 20K, third place, whatever the drop off was. This is the last hole, last shot. I just need anything but a double.
Just a par. Par's good.
Bogey wins me 100K.
I
still love Phil, but
I have a related water one. I had Bryson at the 3M Open, which they don't play anymore. All he needs to do is avoid Matthew Wolff making eagle on the final hole. Matthew Wolff hits it over the water, perfect shot, like shot of his life. Matthew Wolff sticks it on the green, not that close, like a 27-foot putt. So birdie, they go to a playoff. I mean, Bryson's beating Matthew Wolff in a playoff. Like, I'm not sweating that at all. Bang, no sweat, 27-footer, perfect, left to right. I remember the angle of the ball slowly coming, like the TV angle of Wolff. Yes, it was ridiculous. It was insane. It just the type of thing that when it happens to you, you're like, this cannot be real. It cannot be real that this is happening to me.
Was this when he was just on fire for like that month?
It was like the 3-month span where Matt Wolff was like the best golfer in the world. Yeah, okay. It was horrible. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna take Bobby Mack, and then I'm gonna avoid this Bridgman Cootie thing. You got to know about Cootie is a Mayo guy. He gets the podcast chalk. He gets the hand clicker chalk because Mayo really likes him. So you got to be careful about who Pat likes in a given week. I think he's on his outright card. You know what? I started the stream talking about it. I'm gonna play Spieth, dude. Spieth signature event. I mean, it's a total bad fit for him. Like, it's not a good course fit for him. But like, dude, he's gonna be like 8% on Dan stuff. I wonder. Let's search for a Spieth here. Top Spieth lineup: Fleetwood, Hogard, Lee, Xander, Spieth, Sam Stevens. A lot of Sam Stevens showing
I
up in
kind of
here.
like Sam
Actually,
Stevens.
I don't hate it. All right. Well, I'm going to submit this one. Minley, Hogard, Adam Scott, Fleetwood, Bobby Mack, and Spieth. If you guys want to join me on DraftKings this week, there's no better place to sweat the action than DraftKings. Right now, our partners at DraftKings are giving new customers a shot to play for free for their share of millions in prizes with their first deposit on DK. I know most of you guys are already on, but if you're not, I mean, who knows? Maybe some of you guys are just sick fantasy football degenerates who have never played PGA DFS in your life. And if you want to come compete against idiots like me who are looking at the projection saying, hey, this Jordan Spieth guy's actually over-owned at 9%, this is your chance. This is your chance to come and do it. So come hang out and play with us on DraftKings this week. I'm going to submit that lineup right now. If you want some tools to come play on DraftKings, I don't even know. What is our pricing on the golf, Brian? Do you know?
I don't. I probably should, huh?
It's pretty cheap. I think it's $25 a month. I'm pretty sure.
It might be. If you go to runthesims.com, it's under subscriptions.
Runthesims.com.
I guess we probably should know this, huh?
We probably
25 a month.
There you go. 20. I knew. It was 25. Right. It was $25 a month.
That's the 5 lineup. You can make 5 lineups, but you can still use.
And you can also get a discount on top of that with promo code SWOLE as well. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll I assume this is easy to do. Maybe it's not. Can we make it free for the week of the Masters? Is that too annoying?
I'm assuming.
Okay. All right. There you go. So if you want to wait until then, if you want to try it for free, we'll make it free for the week of the Masters. But yeah, make sure to download the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app. If you're not signed up for that, you can use promo code MATTIC to play free for your share of millions with your first deposit. That is for new DraftKings customers. And we're out of here. I'm going to go do the Swolecast, and we'll see you guys then.